your treadmill, get your weights, get your chair. We're going to do this evening edition. I'm a little early because I ain't got to tell you. If you look at any of my videos, ha ha! I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yes, indeed, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm just trying to. I don't want my head cut off. When I get on the treadmill. You see? Hey, everything look a little copacetic. Thank you for the company. Remember the word copacetic? And the dashiki? Y'all remember those? The dashiki and the copacetic and the psychedelic shack.
Power on.
And the psychedeliac to the psychedeliac. See, yeah, that's why I went on a little early, just so I could just do a little something, something, something with the camera. You know, I have to remember to talk and look at both cameras. See my feet, y'all? See my feet? Let me check this time. Let me check this time. I tell ya. Yep. It has started already. The cherry blossoms have started blossoming. Ha ha! We can start, y'all. Thanks for coming for the walk. Please like, comment, share, tell a friend, tell a friend. Tell an auntie, tell an uncle. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Ha ha! Said, come on and walk with this old lady. She just walked for a half hour, but she said that half hour does wonders, honey. It does wonders. And it does. You know, it does do wonders. But what a turn on the bike, huh? Whoa! My life was sped up like you would not believe. I said next week I'm going to go back to doing my 10 minutes. It was nice though. But now we're back in the basement on my new treadmill that's making this noise. And maybe the man that put it together has to come back. So we'll see. We'll see. This is pretty good, right? For an evening walk. If you were arm in arm with your husband walking around the corner, you wouldn't be walking this fast. I just got to get the feel of this one. You remember Betsy was longer. Betsy was longer. So, I could do a lot of things on Betsy. But for this, I don't want to go viral. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. No, we ain't doing no music. Royalty free or otherwise for a half hour. Cause royalty like pa ain't pa. Royalty free ain't royalty free, honey. Let's see. So that's it. Y'all know this is the end of the day. So I was woke up at 2:30 in the morning. And after being woken up, I could not go back to sleep. And then I just sat here and scheduled the walk for 7 p.m. But this is the end of the day. I like to hit my exercise when I wake up with all the energy. The rising sun, honey. All the energy of the rising sun. And this is a setting sun. Energy is different. But I gotta tell you something. Touche to these brogs, they would call it. These shoes, the sneakers that my friend Glenn suggested that I purchase. And I did. And it's a great walking shoes. It like balances everything out. You know? Really nice. I like it. I wish I could tell you what it was, but my African American lineage tell me I done gave enough. We done gave enough away for free. Oh, I had enough taken away from us. Whew. Yeah, I don't want to walk that fast. Oh. You know, I don't understand. I don't want to talk politics. But I just got to get this off. So put on your headphones and play something else. You ain't got to listen to me. When I think about Europe and war, I think about being told how if you were fortunate enough, because they didn't want African Americans in, seems like my camera is folded. Hold on a minute. They didn't want African Americans in the army, the Navy. So when I was young, I was dating this Navy guy. Yeah, he was an older gent. And what he said was, he was a chef. That's what saved him. But he said he knows of soldiers, African American soldiers, that didn't make it home, not because of the war, but if there was the hole on the bottom of a boat that had to be taken care of, or anything, and they were in shark infested waters, it would be the African American sailors that would be responsible for going down and making repairs on the boat and different things like that. And to come home and to be spit on because they fought in a war in Europe. Now, the first war in Europe that they fought into was around the time of the attack on Greenwood. Because a lot of the soldiers who fought for fought for Italy and was able to bring their weapons home, brought their weapons home. And the white Tulsas, they had issues with that because, remember, we're not supposed to have any firearms. They're just supposed to. Anywho, that whole attack, you'll hear about that. They attacked the old Tulsas, but 10 men coming back from war with guns and 200 white people all with guns. Ain't no match. So, that was it. And also, during that time, there's also race riots. They call it race riots, but it's when the whites attacked us. It was when we circled our wagons and said, fine, we can't use your stores. We can't buy from you. We can't walk by you. We can't look at you. We can't do it. That's how white people had it. Oh, I don't want white people looking at me. I mean, I don't want black people looking at me. I don't want black people walking by when they can touch me and then I turn all black. And these are from the educated people. Like doctors now, as educated as they are, they say black people don't feel as much pain as white people do. Well, thank goodness for that, because we ain't all strung out on Oxycontin. So, well, now that they started selling them on the street corner, that could change. And, so, that was the first, because after the First World War, that's when they burnt down the Lane, Rosewood. It was that era. And then, and I think that was, a lot of the lynching, because that was during Ida B. Wells, a lot of killing us, just killing us. And a lot of times it was because we went to fight in the war in Europe. Then World War II comes. We do the same thing. They decided to be out. Come back, can't get no jobs. The veterans can't get no jobs. That's when they started really loving to hang them. They love nothing better than to hang an African American, a soldier who is either still fighting in World War II or just completed service in World War II. They love, when I say love white people, they love to get them and hang them in their uniforms. They keep pictures of them. Because they were the only ones that take pictures. If they torn feathering and hanging black people, ain't no black people going to be there to take no pictures. So, that's what they did when we tried to do something in the Second World War, as they call it. Anything with Europe is World War. World this. Even though it's just the island of England, island of Spain, island of this, island of that, they always say World War. So, I know it was Japan and China and stuff like that. Not that stupid, anyway. So, now comes time, and Russia is firing on Ukraine. I didn't know there were so many Africans in Ukraine until I saw them not being able to get on the plane, not even able to leave, just left there like, screw you. And those are the main ones that's going to be coming over here being police. That's the first thing they're going to do, is making policemen. Because there really ain't enough white policemen. That's what Donald Trump was talking about. But them from Ukraine, they don't care. They don't have a nickel in this dime. They don't know what African Americans did in this country. They don't care. They're just going to go by what they taught. And what they taught is, when you pull over an African American man, be prepared to shoot him. And that's the introduction from all of them. All of them. And the black man is going to do this. The black man is going to do this. You know he's dangerous. You know he's violent. You know he's dangerous. You know he's violent. By now you think they know it ain't us. Shooting up schools. Serial killers. Etc., etc. Child. Whew. We doing it. So, what I think is that that's a war, that's Russia, who would easily kill African Americans, and Ukraine, who will easily kill Africans. Remember, the Africans are there working. They were like the South Americans to America, North America, as far as working. I tell you. And in the process that we're looking at Ukraine, we're supposed to take the fact away from that they're redistricting us. So they're moving lines. The political party that had a failed coup against the United States government is now redistricting to control the votes. And I'm supposed to be concerned about Ukraine. When we didn't have the vote, we had black code laws where you could be arrested just for being black. We had Jim Crow laws. Don't use this, don't go here, don't do this, don't do that. That's what happened when we lost the vote. But we're supposed to care so much about Ukraine and so little about ourselves that we're supposed to say, oh, we don't care if we vote or not. We is more concerned about them poor Ukrainian people. So what? We won't be able to vote. So what? The white men are putting laws on us again. Can't walk on Sunday. Can't walk if your left foot touch the ground. No. Keep your eye on the vote, people. Look at what they're doing. Look at how a terrorist political organization is moving. They're moving. And their main goal is to take the vote away from us. To make sure that they can put in those laws. Well, black people got to work 90 hours a week. And only the white people got to work 20. Because we done made it a law. Oh, here we go. We have 15 minutes. Whew. Please like, comment, share. And wear your music if you don't want to hear me. My water. I used to get down. Well, I think I'm going to do Facebook again. Live. Starting in June. Yeah. Starting in June. Because, like I said, on the eve, Emancipation Proclamation Eve, will be the last day that I'll be walking live or recording my walks and exercises in the morning. I will have done 2 years, right? Hey! Let's keep going, y'all. I don't know how to pause this yet. So I gotta do some reading. That's what I have to do. But, whew, let's just get through this week. We made it all the way. Excuse me, through all the bike ride and everything. We made it all the way through all that. And that is so good. So no, we can't take our eye off the vote and be more concerned about a war in Europe. We did that. Our ancestors did that. For the 2 wars. In each war, they came home and they were killed. Tarred and feathered. In their uniform. Persecuted. Couldn't buy houses. Can't get a loan. Couldn't do this. Can't do this. Can't do that. Enough already. And the minute we don't have any African Americans in Congress and Senate, we really screwed. As history has told us, taught us. Please. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. It's just, it makes no sense. Our ancestors did it, but I'm not doing it. I couldn't understand. I remember how humiliated I was when I started school in South Carolina. And the conversation, because they didn't really teach slavery, but we had Black History Week, and they jammed everything they could in there. But when I went down to Charleston, and I said, oh, I said, so horrible. I said, all those Jewish people were killed by Hitler. It was so horrible for them. And then they was put in concentration camps, and it was terrible. And I remember them looking at me like I had two heads. And I was like, y'all don't know? Y'all don't know? It was horrible. They put them in concentration camps. They had ovens, and they put them in, and they turned on the gas on them and everything. And I remember it was my cousins at what the first time I said it. The second time I think it was in school. And they looked at me again like I had two heads. And they said, you don't know what they did to us during the slavery? They said, they didn't know any better, but I do. During the slavery times? I was like, enslavement time? No. But it was horrible. Because they took all the stuff from the Jewish people. They took all the stuff from them. They made them poor. They put them in concentration camp. They took away their land, their money, their bank accounts. And them people is looking at me like I got two heads. And I'm wondering why they know about this atrocity. And they said, you know we was in slavery, right? I'll say it now because I know. To say we were enslaved. And I was like, yeah. But in Europe, see, it was hundreds of thousands of them. And they're looking at me. And they said, we were enslaved here. We had nothing. And it was millions of us too. And I remember, because all my mother used to say is, we ain't slaves no more. That's all she would say. I ain't doing that for free. We ain't slaves no more. I ain't got to get down on my knees. We ain't slaves no more. That's all I knew about slavery. When I went to school, I learned about Central Europe. And the music was, the symphony music and stuff like that. That's all the music that we learned. I don't know, maybe. I remember Robert Louis Stevenson from my literature class in school in New York. But basically, all I knew about was the atrocities of World War II the most, and a little of World War I. And sometimes I used to glaze over. I didn't know how they pertained to me. I could see from the pictures and stuff like that they weren't people who looked like me. And I was told to care. And I made sure to care. And I went down south and they said, well, what about your own people? And then they took me to the hanging tree. And they was like, we're going to show you. Come walk with us. We're going to show you. We're going to take you somewhere. And I went. It was close to school, maybe 2 blocks away from the school. Big old tree. And they said, that's the hanging tree. I said, the hanging tree? They said, yeah. That's where in Charleston, low level, Murdoch country, Murdoch family, country, hanging right there. I ain't talking about the Murdochs do it. I'm just saying that's that low level, low level, and it was hanging us. And I remember just staring at it. And then of course when Black History time came and then they talked about it and I started learning more. And then I got a little angry. Because here I was, about 14, 15, and this is the first time I'm really hearing how horrible we were treated in this country. And all along, I was made to cry for Europe. I was made to cry for Europe, to be more concerned about Europe, to be ready to lay down my life for Europe. And anything that happens there. I remember, and a few times I was amazed over the year, even to my senior year. Well, I think they cut the hanging tree down by the school. Maybe after I'd been in Burke High School for about 2 years. And for some reason, I would walk to the hanging tree. I mean, my mother had died. I was going through my sorrow thing. But somehow, I can go to that tree and I can show my sorrow. I can be sorrowful. And everyone could understand. You being sorrowful. You by the hanging tree. So then they cut down the hanging tree and I thought it was all said and done with. And then my cousin, Vicki, was telling me about how Walmart was trying to bamboozle her. And she said, yeah, they're still racists in Charleston, South Carolina, big and strong. She said it's going strong. She said that's why they didn't cut down all the hanging trees. And I remember, and this, she told me this like maybe 2 months ago. She said that's why they didn't cut down the hanging tree. And I was like, I thought they cut down all the hanging trees. They just cut down the one over by Burke High School. They just cut down the one that I used to go. I used to call it my sorrow tree. And I could go and be sorrowful by the hanging tree. And then they cut it down. And I kind of felt good because I felt maybe it was a turn for the better. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Let me see. It's all balanced now. Whew. That's what it is. It's balanced, y'all. Whew. We're almost done. Our fast little walk, our little half-hour fast walk is over. Please like, comment, share, tell a friend, tell a friend. Yeah. I'm going to be talking. I would love to put on music and such again, but I took such a beating. Such a beating. I mean, if those videos ever make a current, them folks that told me they was royalty free and ain't, gonna be very happy. But I'm through. I'm through with royalty free. As I said, Paul ain't Paul. Every royalty free ain't. And you don't find out until you use it. So, but That's what I say. And I remember I posted something in YouTube, one of the YouTube groups, Facebook group, and she said, you know, maybe you really need to do more European research and look into it. And I was like, first through 12th grade was nothing but European history. Nothing but European culture. Nothing. Very little, even American. Very, because in order for it to be a true learning, it got to be learning about the English people and the European people. I learned about American people was trash. Oh my goodness. I think it is. Because I was taught that if you attack the government, in my head, they had me so scared, I could see you being hung, shot by a firing squad, being electrocuted. I didn't know. Everybody. The only person that died, one woman died in the coup. And everybody else is alive and walking around and doing good. And if they ain't walking around in 2 years, they will be. But I was taught that to overthrow the government, like you would be a pariah. I mean, you would be hard labor. I didn't know that was just for whites. That was just for blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. That's what happens to us if we try to overthrow the government. What happened to white people, especially a strong political party that overthrows the government? They get a chance to do it again. They get a chance, like somebody thrown, they get a chance to plan it better, to put more money towards it, to get more, what they used to call those independent people, or that come out and do killing and shooting and stuff like that. Not Merchant Marine. I can't think of it. But they do that. I'm walking. Soldiers of Fortune. Soldiers of Fortune. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for company. Please like, comment, share, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 7. I'll see y'all Friday at 7. Lot going on still. Even though I ain't on the bike, still a lot going on. I know we didn't do fingers. I'll do fingers tomorrow. This is he said I'm all off the thing. But thanks for coming on the walk. Thank you for the company. Yes. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yes, indeed, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Yes. I'm so busy looking at my new treadmill. I'm like, what is this doing? Why is it doing this way? What's going on? What's going on? Thanks for coming on the walk. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Have a good night.